Go. Hello, Frugal Force. Once again, this is Captain Frugal reporting for duty. And this video is a little bit fun and special. First, I'd like to start this video right off the bat saying, thank you, Dan Slott. Yes, thank you. Dan Slott yesterday did something, and I just have to thank him for it. First of all, I want to say you helped increase the following I have on Twitter, allowing me to reach more people with my message, and I greatly appreciate that. And second, you've also greatly helped increase my message with the Frugal Force on the YouTube channel as the numbers continue to climb because of the promotion you gave me. And the reason that is because you doubled down and proved what I've been saying about you all along. And I'm not going to come at you with mean and harsh words. No, I'm not. That's not my point here. My point is you've proven what I said has been an issue from the very beginning with some of you guys. So if you know, I do have a history of posting videos and things. Matter of fact, I do lots of on games, comic books, but on occasion I do some on Dan Slott. So if you look through my channel, there will be Dan Slott videos. But please go check for yourself. Don't just take my word on it. But if you notice, they're not vindictive and attacking. They're calling him out for things he's doing that's hurting the industry, like his tweets that he's making and his social interactions on social media. So you look at those and judge for yourself on that, and feel free, let me have it in the comments if you think one way, or or whatever way you feel. But anyway, I want to go and tell you what spurred this whole thing. So yesterday on the 7th, Douglas Stearns, a great YouTuber, by the way, check him out on YouTube as well as his blog. He's always got insightful things, and if you don't agree with him, let him know too. He will have a conversation with you, and that's one of the benefits. That's one of the things I say that's bad about Dan Slott. If you would disagree with him on anything, he will block you and talk bad about you. And once again, I thank him because he's proven me right once again. So anyway, so it says, Douglas Stearns wrote, Dan Slott gets hauntingly about seeing critics face to face. Does he tell fans to go to Christland in person? Probably not. And that might go, wait a minute, what's he getting at here? Well, here's the point. Okay. Just on the 7th, October 7th, Dan Slott posted this from New York because of the New York Comic Con. So he's, getting all that publicity that he can. And he says, I got to head over to the show. It's all fans there, no trolls. And then here's the key point. Or if there are any trolls, they're far more polite away from their keyboards. Because Dan Slott's saying, hey, if you're away from your keyboard, these people are much nicer. And don't get me wrong, he's probably right to some degree about that. There's some truth to that. But here's the thing. Dan Slott is a complete hypocrite when it comes to this. Dan Slott is the very thing that he preaches against. Notice that. Far more polite away from their keyboards. A lot of people say that Dan Slott is very nice in person. And I can understand that. So here's the point. Before I get into what started this whole thing, this is another tweet from Dan Slott, okay? Just in 2014, and this is not the only one. If you don't trust me, look up Dan Slott tweets or just look at his Twitter feed, and then you get back to me on your thoughts about how Dan Slott is on social media. He put, scared by the number of people saying, don't go to work for a company like Hobby Lobby then. This is America. Go build Hobby Lobby in Christland. Yeah, that's not offensive to anybody. Once again, keyboard warrior there, right? Because remember, Dan Slott, which is notorious for being a troll online and social media, or if there are trolls, they're far more polite away from their keyboards. That is Dan Slott right there to a T. He just described himself. He's very hypocritical there. Dan Slott is notorious. Check out the event status, the main event. He's Twitter stalked him and been called out. One person wrote something about one of his comics that she didn't like and didn't at him or anything. He went at her. He's constantly stalking Doug Ernst. I know he checks out my stuff. Okay, and here is even more proof that he's a Twitter stalker. Because after that, I replied to Douglas Stearns. Okay, see the date there just so you get all clear. Dan fails to tell that he acts different in person. Wonder why? Dan Slott, keyboard warrior. And that's just a point. I'm saying Dan Slott is just guilty of what he claims other people do. He's just as guilty of that. So anyway, I have one of the people that follow me sent me this tweet later on last night. Guy who makes videos in Captain America mask so he can talk SHIT about people call me a keyboard warrior. I've reached peak internet. No, you've reached peak internet long before with your Twitter stalking, Dan. And now just think, Dan Slott has me blocked. So how did he read that tweet? Unless somebody sent it to him, which, is possible. He most likely was Twitter stalking Doug Ernst or myself, or both. So here's another point too. Guy who makes videos in Captain America mask. Okay? Now, I want to bring this up and show you this because this is important. Okay? Because remember, this is good old Dan Slott here. Look at my avatar. My avatar's been like this for a little while now. Not me with my face with my Captain America mask. So for Dan Slott to know that with the Captain America mask, one, he was either Twitter stalking me a while ago, or two, he's been watching my videos, or at least sees the videos and looks at the headlines and gets pissed, which is probably what's going on, because I think he really missed the mark. So notice that. He had to have been Twitter stalking to notice that with the mask. Now, the next thing, too, I want to point out on here, so he can talk crap about people. By all means, if you want and you think I talk crap about people, look at my Twitter feed. Yes, I call people out. Do I call them dirty things and mean things? No. I show what they did, and I tell why I think it's wrong. If you think that's talking crap, okay, let me know in the comments I'm talking crap. If not, you say, wow, I think I'm just showing what they've done and saying, wow, I don't think this is right, and took my take on it. I don't think that's talking crap. I think that's calling them out. And people like Dan Slott don't like it because, just for example, I called him a keyboard warrior, which really offended him evidently. But is he not? Did he not just Twitter stalk? Did he not just come at me because I called him out on his own hypocrisy? This is not a new thing for people like Dan Slott. Dan Slott's book right now on ASM is selling in the 50,000 area. There is no excuse for that. It should be in a much higher selling state. It's a top tier character. It should be around Batman level. He's a flagship character like Batman. You cannot tell me that his Twitter behavior and stalking of people and his rudeness is not impacting sales. It has to have some kind of impact. So much. Dan Slott is so notoriously known for his bad behavior that he gets memes made of him all the time. Like in real life. He's creepy. And on Twitter, socially acceptable. I mean, this is hilarious because it's how Dan Slott is. It's calling him out on his hypocrisy. I don't know if Dan Slott's so blind that he can't see his own hypocrisy. I just don't know. And I don't wish him any ill will. And I looked at what somebody sent me, because they sent me screenshots of how, because they're like, oh, Dan Slott's really hammering you. And people are saying some things on there. First of all, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm thick-skinned. I'm not like Dan. I'm not going to go and cry about it. But I've never sat there and wrote letters to try to get Dan Slott fired or anything like that. Matter of fact, I've said some good things about some of his books. But if he would have actually watched my videos, he would have known that. Actually, most of my videos say about getting people together for the community. Let's stop these bad things and let's get the community right. Not talking crap about people. So shame on you, Dan Slott. You're very guilty of the very thing you do. But as I said, and I want to end it on a good note, thank you, Dan, for giving me a bigger platform. My channel is growing like crazy right now, as well as my Twitter, because I think people are seeing that. They've seen what you did, and they're like, oh, well, let's see what this guy is about. And they realize, oh, he's nothing like Dan Slott said he was, or all of his followers don't even check out his videos. So for that, I thank you. You once again help prove, without a doubt, of what we're saying. I am not just alone here. This is the Frugal Force. This is all these people, these disenfranchised fans that are getting together, calling you guys out because they see what you're doing and they're tired of it. This is much bigger than me. I'm a minor cog in this. I'm a nothing. I'm a nobody. It's the group of people that are all diverse and all have different thoughts. Check out our videos. There's a disagreements and different thoughts and all kinds of things, but we come together in one thing. And that's the passion for what we want. We want this industry to continue. And so we hope to be able to enjoy it. I'd like to be able to sit down with my kids and read Spider-Man comic books, but right now I can't. Not the way they are. So once again, Dan, thank you for increasing my platform. Thank you for increasing my reach. And you've really showed me, too, that the Frugal Force and all those other people really do care, because I'm getting a massive outpour of wonderful people, and supporting me and things. And for that, that really makes me feel humbled and great. So thank you, Dan. And thank you, Frugal Force, and everybody else for your support. I greatly appreciate it. And until next time, keep it frugal.